Maggie, can you tell us what your coping skills are for your times of depression and for the mania?
Definitely. For when I'm depressed, the biggest things that help me staying in contact with my friends, because if I don't stay in contact with them, I tend to hole up in my house, and that's the worst thing you can do when you're depressed, because you're going to want to stay in bed and you're going to want to cry, and then you just get deeper and deeper and deeper. Simple things. You have to get up, get out of bed, and take a shower. It's huge. That's a big thing, even still today. Just to get in the shower, blow dry my hair, brush my teeth, curl my hair, put some makeup on. Those are huge things to get my day going. Exercise is key. So walking, now that I have a dog, I have to go walk the dog. So even if it's only 10 minutes, at least it gets me out of the house and down the street, and the dog's panting along, and then it kind of brings me up. So you can't feel bad. Even going to a coffee house, even if like a friend can't even meet me that day, if I just go to a Starbucks or whatever coffee place around your street, that gets me because I'm around people. So if I just find if I'm around people, my mood starts to go up. If I'm by myself, I start to think awful thoughts and how everything's awful in my life when it's really not. That's the thing that's crazy. Everything in my life is so good. So it's weird that all these little things start to compact, and it just seems like an awful existence, isn't it? It's really strange. And then, you know, I'll do things like swimming or yoga classes help. My biggest thing would definitely be my church, and that's something that's consistent. I wish I was a more organized person, but I'm not. But the one thing that's very consistent in my life is my faith. So almost every Sunday I'm at church, and that's the same people every week. I found myself a small church called Claremont Covenant, and I love it there. And then I do lots of praying, because God is what helps me every day. So that's a huge thing for me. And yeah, just staying in touch with my family members. I call them every week, even though both my dad's more of a talker, but my mom is like, she cannot stay on the phone. But I got to keep in contact with them. I got to keep in contact with Carrie. All those things help. And with my husband, Matt, his biggest thing that he's always been able to do for me is get me in the car. I don't know what it is about the car, not for me to drive, because I'm kind of stressed driving, but when he drives me over to the beach or somewhere just out for dinner, or those things help huge. Just a change of environment is massive when I'm depressed.
What about for the manic side? What do you do to cope? And then, Carrie, what do you do to help support Maggie when she's on the manic period?
Mm-hmm. For me with the mania, the hardest part is the anger. Definitely the triggers from people. I get so mad that I just lose it. And I'm still working on figuring out how to deal with those times today, even though I've had bipolar for 16 years. But I noticed that when I feel that heat, that anger coming on, it's best to just remove yourself from the situation, because nothing good is going to come out of what's going to happen next. Nothing good from my mouth, no matter how much I think I'm right, you know, or any of those things. You know, it goes to the point of destructive talk, and that doesn't help anybody in the situation. And so try to remove yourself if you can when it gets to that point. And like a lady on my Facebook page the other day said, Maggie, take your dog for a walk. And now I'm totally doing that. I'm like, that is such a great idea. I'll just say, hey guys, I'll be back in a little bit. I got to take Murphy for a walk, and I'll be back. And I mean, the things that are positive maybe about the mania is, yes, I do get lots of things done and projects, but at the same time, you need to limit yourself, because when I overdo it, that's when I tend to get physically sick. So when I take on too many projects or too many social dates, which I love to be around lots of people when I'm manic. I meet lots of friends. People are like, how do you know all these people? And Carrie's always saying, Maggie, you're always making friends everywhere you go. It's fun, but at the same time, it's very draining, because then I'm taking on all of this social stuff, and it is draining on me, it's draining on Matt. So you need to learn to say no, and you need to learn to say no to how much you can do work-wise, because a lot of people with bipolar just overdo it with their work schedule, and that's where they keep getting in this cycle of getting sick over and over again with their mental status as well as being physically drained. So it can be this revolving door, and I keep having to learn these really tough lessons throughout my life, no matter how much I think I'm an expert. I mean, it's a yearly thing that it's a reminder, like, whoa, I gotta pull back, get off the computer, get off the phone, take a couple days off from people, and chill out, and get in the pool and swim. Swimming is huge. Just not meaning exercise, just swimming, gliding through the water is relaxing.
Mm-hmm.